Hold on. Before you watch the rest of the video, I have a new site on Tippy where you can see lots of unseen videos and more. Link in the description. Don't miss out. Join the team and enjoy the video.
Especially as
Didn't they
not
up,
community donate.
I think
So
they,
that puts us in a special spot.
didn't they update the
How-
comp plan a year
I mean,
ago?
we did
so?
some years ago. She did not necessarily say anything about that, but I could certainly delve into it more if it's a requirement. I did look into all the requirements. I didn't print them. The only one that right off the bat, obviously, that I knew that we didn't have was zoning, but county planning, in their newsletter specifically put in the blurb, you do not need to have zoning in order to qualify. So that's what spawned me to, yeah, that's what spawned me to dig a little deeper into it.
Thank you, Andrew.
So will you check on that as far as the,
How we need, what we need for the comp plan.
right,
Sure.
right?
I will let you know.
How up to date are we talking about?
I'll be in tomorrow.
Okay,
Okay, so do you want to
I
come
will
back,
bring it back to work
bring
session.
it back around?
Yep.
All right, great.
Can I ask one more question? So what would this make us eligible for? You
Like that downtown-
I know you got something with that idea.
Well, like the downtown revitalization, like looking at, I know Oneonta did a downtown revitalization. I know that's a big scale
New
thing.
York Forward is the one that would be more in line for communities of the size and nature of the town of Hartwick.
So it makes, they're for community projects, basically, yeah.
So you can invest for infrastructure, put it into, you basically come up with some projects and then send up Cooperstown one, and they are like repaving some of this Pioneer Alley and doing specific projects. So it's a way to get dollars in to help you.
And they're bigger dollars.
Yeah.
We're not talking about, yeah. So I would like to do that. One more thing that,
So you can't win it unless you're in it.
yeah, you have to
Right.
have this
Very good.
certification or you can't.
But is that county or is that us?
Us.
We pay for that one there. And then the fire department's, Russ donates, I think, right?
I don't know about
Yeah, I
that.
think you don't, I think he.
Yeah, 'cause we don't really get a bill for,
Right, we don't
We
ever
don't get a highway
I think
bill.
Russ does that out of the graces of his heart. So then the question is, well, we got for surplus and.
Yeah, I didn't
Because we
get that.
bought it specifically for that, but
Yes.
it's obviously not working.
Right.
Right. Not specifically for that.
Once we have a new collection process, we could get to that.
I mean, is there another location? There's not really another location that would be secure where it would just not end up being a problem.
Right, being somebody
It would
else's
be-
private.
Exactly, yeah,
Right.
yeah.
Can you guys find a use for it? Mhm. So it's just in a way.
Do you have a dumpster inside your chain?
Russ comes and grabs 2 trash cans every Tuesday.
Okay.
It's about fire 2 must have their own then. Yeah, their own, sorry.
So it's Russ's dumpster to begin with?
Not the one that's behind the
No.
fence.
It's just
It's one that we purchased.
We bought it specifically for the recycling part, the redemption side of the home deposit.
Okay. All right. So, well, that's excellent. I think that can be something that's great. So we'll have to just figure out then what steps.
Who and how
we
we
need
can
to-
build it,
Yeah,
yeah.
exactly. The justice court report.
Justice collected $2,052 for, April.
Motion to accept. Second.
All in favor?
Right.
Aye.
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 All right.
Well, fire has, they purchased their dumpster, fire number 2, and Russ empties it for free. But they own their dumpster.
Number 1.
Okay. She said so does number 1.
Oh, okay. All right, so on to financials. I would really like to move forward with the budget modifications. It puts us one step closer to closing out 2024. a lot of care has gone into this. It has been checked out through the county with Alan Ruffles assisting us so that we can get to this point. I think putting it off another week, this is just something that is going to be detrimental to being able to move forward with other things that, again, there's an expectation of me to be able to provide January, February, March, April, and now May in June for the town. And I can't move forward with any of it without getting through these budget modifications.
Did we do an AUD extension?
We did an AUD extension,
531.
right? So we have,
We don't have a choice. It's
we don't
gotta-
have, we
it's
have
gotta
2
be there
weeks.
anyway.
Right, so then we're gonna put more
Yeah,
pressure
see,
on
let's just-
ourselves.
Oh,
I'd like to make a motion that we approve the budget modifications as presented.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Abstain.
Aye.
Till I get a chance to read through them. I'm not read them either.
Motion passes. And you're both abstained. Why? I'm sorry.
I abstained because I just got the end of year financials this afternoon. And listen, I appreciate all the work that's been put into this. I really do. I just wanted the opportunity to be able to bounce the financials against the budget requested modifications. That was it. And unfortunately, I didn't get an opportunity to do that this afternoon.
If you have any questions or concerns,
Of course.
I'm assuming that you would bring those up,
I
so.
would. I absolutely would.
Okay.
And Bruce, and you're abstaining. Why?
Same reason.
Okay, and so, good. I think we have a lot of work to do on that. Given that we are finishing up 2024, we don't have the financials for 2025. We're going to be going into budget very soon.
Good.
We're going to start soon.
I think we should.
I want to start. That's why I want to get this done.
No, I get it.
And
Listen, I appreciate the work that you put into it. I'm not saying that the effort isn't warranted. I'm just saying I hadn't had an opportunity.
Until we get to budget and look at what we're doing there, then we really have to have a hard conversation in regards to what it's going to take to operate
Mhm.
the town for 2026.
Mhm.
Right now, my concern is that the amount of revenue that we have coming in annually is going to be offset to an extent with our fund balance, and we don't want to deplete the fund balance down so far. And again, until I have more information, it's going to be difficult for me to speak real numbers to that. But we still have the situation from 2020 to 2021 where our highway and general fund tax levy dropped by $200,000. In 2022, it increased only by about $40,000. And then only another $5,000 to $6,000. And then only 2024 was the same. So we need to look at how we are setting the town up to be able to operate for the future. And so as we move into budget workshops and getting things squared away, that is where we really we're going to have hard work to do.
Agreed.
And there are going to be hard decisions that we have to make as a board, but also as a town in general. There are going to be things that are not going to be easy, that we're going to be able to do or not be able to do. What's the priority? What comes first? Public safety, roads, highway, water. Those things are key to the town. And so that's where those are our priorities. The safety of all of us. Again, as we move into budget, I think we'll, and again, this is part of the process, is getting through this So we'll get our modifications done, we'll get our AUD submitted, then we can actually go into our municipal accounting program and close out 2024 finally. Once 2024 is closed out, automatically everything that we've put into 2025 to this point, all we will be able to report on. And so that is what Chris was asking of me for June. And so then it's going to be month by month by month, going through all of that information and getting everything back to where it needs to be, because there'll be general journal entries that will need to be made. It's not just the checks that we write, but there's other things that have to happen. So in order to close out each month.
Could I request a copy when you close out Williamson for 2024? Could I get a copy of that? I would
Yeah,
appreciate
we'll send it to everyone.
That'd be awesome. That'd be
So we'll
awesome.
send
Yeah,
it
if
to
you wouldn't mind,
everyone
that'd be
once we
great.
have 2024 complete. So, so right now, there's not a lot of real detail that I really have sharp numbers to go at and bring out to you, other than that we need to get these modifications done. And again, it's not saying that we have taken revenues and we're putting it somewhere else. We're not. We're taking money that was budgeted in one line, and maybe we didn't use it all, but we used more somewhere else, and moving it so that we zero everything out. Does that make sense? So once that is all done and we have the budget balanced for 2024, then we can go ahead and finish up the year.
So one other, what I put, a couple things that I requested. One is the payoff amounts for those two loans.
Right.
When you have an opportunity.
Which I think.
And then the abstracts is what I'm looking for, which is I would prefer all the funds if I could. So every month there should be an abstract,
Right,
right?
right.
So I have 10, 11, and 12. No, correction, I have 11, 12, and 13,
Okay.
but I don't have 1 through 10 of 2024. I'm just curious. I'd like to do a bounce and see if we've done an overage. In other words, per your budget modification.
Yeah.
If for whatever reason we blew a line item, I'm just curious out of my own to drill back into that particular fund and find out where we blew that line item and why.
But that was in the email that you received, was that 2024, but it's not showing the modifications done, no.
No.
But it shows the pluses and minuses there, right?
But it shows me only totals. It doesn't give me per fund per month.
Okay,
And that's why I'm asking for the abstracts.
okay,
That's why. So I can go back and I can look at vendors and I can look at particular line items and I can say, okay, this particular line item, for example, like whatever it might be, office supplies, whatever. And
so you're looking for 1 through 10?
1 through 10, I have 11, 12, and 13.
For highway?
I would prefer for all funds, but specifically highway in general are the two largest funds that generally drive the budget anyway.
That's what the monthly financials have all that without regular abstract. It's just a lot of work. That's a lot. You're asking for a lot of copying.
I agree.
For what? I mean,
Right, because every single abstract has to be.
that's what
back
the
forward.
monthly financials indicate, all of those things that are within the monthly financials. It's a summary report.
Even if I have one, even if I take the ones that are already printed, they're stapled to the front of a folder, then every single folder comes out, you unstaple it, you put it through the Xerox, then you put it back in.
That's a
I
good
mean,
couple of hours of time.
Okay, Chris, I would ask you to wait till after June to get that. Give them some time if you really want that.
The point
If
is,
you want
as
to
we,
come in, like you're gonna come here, maybe you could come in and unstaple for them.
I'd be happy to, Tom.
Okay.
I would be happy to help. I'm not trying to make it more.
No, but you
difficult,
are
as we
making
get
it
into budget
difficult
season
for them.
Yes,
specifically,
no, yeah,
it's important to have real numbers and
Right.
real specifics on line items to
right,
find
and I
out. so
can
we
run
do-
reports. for-
You can have a report
particular
for each
line.
vendor for the year.
Yeah,
We did that for the mowing. I mean,
Right.
that might be a better use.
It's difficult to give you end results without the AUDs, obviously. If you look, if we're looking at these folders, if you're looking at folders, I personally put a lot of it together. I've also talked to Alan Ruffles a considerable amount.
it's fine. It's fine. It's fine. I will go ahead. I will actually send it to all of you. so that you all have abstracts 1 through 13, 12 for 2024.
But it doesn't have to be before June. I would like it, obviously, the sooner the better, then it's what I said in my email. As
Right,
early
which
as
is-
convenient.
Right.
So that as we go into the budget season,
Right.
Connie, I have,
No, understandable, understandable. So,
thank you,
that's fine.
thank you.
Okay. To our highway superintendent,
So I have no action needed on the bridge notice.
Keith, could I ask you, and this is no disrespect, I get, people have come to me and say they can't hear you. So could you either speak up or come to the table?
Yeah.
I'll keep that. The bridge notice, DOT didn't give me any action for it. So as of right now, there's no action needed until they report back. They're not gonna get back to me probably until the end of the month, when they do the next meeting.
And that was admin.
The property benefits the town, retain the proceeds from the sale of the hay. Not an issue. I'm gonna be honest with you. As Jack Thorne has been a steward of that land for 30 years, 40 years, maybe. You know what I'm saying? How long? 25 years. Jack's our neighbor. I mean, he's a resident here and he uses it to feed his cows.
Can we ask the lawyer to critique it more towards farmers and not resell? It, like I said, it's
Right.
written like a contractor's going into it. I don't disagree with you. It's-
Agreed. I don't, but I don't want to hurt the farmer.
I'm not looking to hurt
I'm
anybody.
not trying to squeeze the farmer and have
Right.
some commercial guy come in and outbid it and,
Yep.
you know, give the town, and we're looking at the monetary value only.
Right.
And we're not taking care of the neighbors that have been just great stewards of that property for 25.
And you could make that 2 years for all I care. I mean,
Talk to your guys and say, hey, listen, here's certified payroll, this is what you guys have been being paid. Who here in the office is going to manage the certified payroll? Because that becomes the next section, is that when we sign off on it and we pay that invoice, we are now acknowledging that we.
there that's new. It's one of those base year and option year 1.
So we want them to confirm that it's prevailing wage.
Yep,
That's it?
yep, and that we would need to receive certified payroll
At each invoice.
At
with
each
each
invoice.
invoice.
Yes. Who's they? Aren't you they?
Moving on to.
Oh, okay. I mean, I personally don't think it's a heavy lift. As far as I'm concerned, I think we should make a motion just to get it fixed. At 3,700, it's not. We're not.
That's hatchery.
Yeah.
That's the pump.
Yep,
That's them.
highway, yep.
That's library.
Mhm.
We may have to steal a little bit of that to do this bill. Does that make
Right,
sense?
yeah, it does make sense, so,
Okay.
well, yeah, health officer. So I'd like to make a motion that he be appointed this evening. Can I have a second? All in favor
Is that for
Aye.
2025?
for 2025? Yep.
Connector on there, since that's what's on the trucks, so we can connect.
Absolutely, you could. You wouldn't have to, yeah, absolutely.
Rather than a cat?
Rather than a cap, yeah.
Okay.
And they can provide that as well. Or Core in Maine, CORE and Maine, MAIN.
What's it called, a storks?
Connector, yep.
Storks?
Yep.
Like STORX?
Don't ask me how you spell it.
Okay,
Short connector.
okay. Okay. All right,
Can you install the hydrant or fire does?
That's what the end is.
Well, who's to say this is gonna work after sitting over there for 20 years?
You don't know.
we don't know, and so,
Why would we go through all that?
because otherwise you're spending how much for a new hydrant?
$3,000.
3 to 9,000.
3 to 9,000.
Depending upon the hydrant you want.
And let's also discuss the fact that it could be the 9. And
Reservoir.
Well, you talking the reservoir, you talking the creamery well house.
I don't know.
He's
what you
talking
guys
about
call
up on
it,
the hill.
The building.
Talking about East Hill.
Yeah, you come down East Hill, there are hydrants down East.
So what they would do is they would start at the first hydrant. They would also notify people that they're doing this, and then twice a year, according to the mule.
Yeah, no, hydrant,
Cooperstown, I know that they flush the hydrants.
hydrant maintenance has to be done at least
Is that
annually.
something that the fire department? Oh. Can you use it as a drill, whether you're over there and here versus here? And
I had it write you a draft.
Oh. All right.
Try to be helpful.
Thank you.
so I did talk to the state.
Mhm.
And, and I did talk to the comptroller's office.
Mhm.
And I did not feel that anything was wrong or criminal.
Mhm.
And if there is something that, with that idea.
What I've learned from Pat Ryan.
Well, maybe things have changed, but they were not open. If we thought that there was theft, which I don't believe, and I told them that. So
And we have
long story
been-
short,
we
they
have
they were
been-
not open. They were open to sending a financial advisor to the town.
Get long-winded sometimes.
Hello there, handsome doctor.
Where you go with this kind of thing.
Hi, everybody. I am.
Yeah, but I mean, from.
The numbers are numbers are numbers.
I didn't make it.